Hi, thank you for joining me for another Cooking Planet video blog. My name is Emily, and today I'm going to keep it really short and sweet. I'm making simple shredded chicken, just one recipe. Now, if you've been following along for a while, you're pretty familiar that Cooking Planet is a huge proponent for getting people to cook at home more often. We just think there are so many benefits. There are family benefits, there are health benefits, there are benefits to your pocketbook by cooking at home more often. And I get it though, you know, life is busy and things get hectic, and sometimes the last thing anybody wants to do when you get home from a long day at work is start cooking dinner from scratch, right? So this is sort of a little cheat sheet shortcut, if you will. Make a big batch of this chicken on a Sunday afternoon, maybe 3 to 4 pounds of it, and you can get 2 to 3 more meals for a family of 4 later on in the week. And the great thing is that because it's so simply prepared, you can dress it up in so many different ways that you won't even realize that you're eating the same recipe all throughout the week. I'm going to list a bunch of meals that are available on Cooking Planet that would put this shredded chicken to good use so that you can see what's available. But just for example, off the top of my head, we have chicken and corn enchiladas, which everybody loves enchiladas, right? Buffalo chicken, which you can then make into buffalo chicken pizza, which is one of my personal favorite recipes. And then we have a lot of different salad type things like chicken Waldorf salad, curried chicken and apple salad, chicken and egg salad, so all these things that you can actually pack for your lunch even if you wanted to. Last tip, just to let you know, you can also freeze this. So you could shred the chicken and then put it in the freezer and use it next week. So it's kind of that recipe that just keeps on giving, right? So let's get started. So this recipe is only 4 ingredients: salt, pepper, olive oil, and of course the chicken. I lightly greased a sheet pan with olive oil first, and now I'm just going to drizzle a little bit more olive oil on top. Sprinkle with some salt and pepper. I want to be fairly generous with it. I'm going to give them a flip. Trying to keep my hands clean here. I'll do the same thing with the other side. Now, one great habit to get into when you're cooking proteins like steak or chicken or pork is to get used to using the touch test to figure out when your proteins are done cooking. And if you're uncomfortable gauging just by touching the protein, I'd advise that you start doing it now, like while the chicken is raw. I'm going to go ahead and rub in some of this olive oil. And if you feel it when it's raw, it's like kind of squishy, you know, and when you push it in, it leaves a little indentation where your finger was. It's very pliable. And basically when you're done cooking it, it's going to be really firm, and that texture is going to change completely. So get used to what it feels like when it's raw, and then maybe touch it during the cooking process. We're going to flip it after 15 minutes, so that's a perfect time. See how it feels then. And then the more you do this, you'll realize when something's done just by touching it. So there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven. I'll check back with you when we do the flip. I just pulled the chicken out of the oven. It's been 15 minutes, so it's not done yet, but I just wanted to remind you to go ahead and, now that the chicken's about 15 minutes into cooking, see how it feels different from when it was just totally raw. And it certainly kind of looks like it might be done, but when I push it, it's really still very tender. It bounces back, or it doesn't bounce back, sorry, it kind of still leaves an indent. So, you know, just kind of a good spot to note. I'm going to put it back in the oven 10 more minutes, and I can check it again and see how different it feels then. So, be back with you soon. So the chicken is all done. I pulled it out of the oven. I've actually been letting it cool down for about 10 minutes just so it's easier to handle. And you know, the chicken just feels firm to the touch now. When I push into it, it resists and it feels solid. So all I'm going to do now is just break it off into pieces and shred it up just so it looks like pulled pork almost. And you can use a couple forks if that's easier for you. But I just go ahead and do this. And then I have chicken ready for dinner multiple different ways for the rest of the week. I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post some of the different recipes that you could use this chicken in. I'm going to use it on our blog, so check that out, blog.cookingplanet.com. But also just keep in mind that some of those recipes may call for the chicken to be prepared slightly differently, maybe with a slow simmering poach or a braise, but I just give you permission to kind of skip that prep step and use this chicken instead, and then that way your recipe is pretty much almost done. So I hope this has been a helpful tip for you and a nice way to kind of encourage you to get prepared a little bit for your week and make dinner a priority and make an easy recipe go to use in a lot of different ways. So I'm going to finish this up and have a great day. Thanks a lot. Join us again.